So in the previous videos, I've shown you how you can manipulate ChatGPT and DeepSeek to learn ethical hacking and cybersecurity from them. But what if I told you that there's a dedicated AI chatbot out there specifically built to help us with ethical hacking and cybersecurity-related tasks? I'm talking about none other than Hackrix AI. Hackrix AI is made specifically to assist us in ethical hacking. It's trained using data from Hactricks and other trusted resources. Today we're going to test this thing out and see how far we can go with it and whether it can actually meet our expectations. Before we start, hit that subscribe button and like this video because we always drop this kind of content on the channel. Anyways, you can visit the Hackrix AI Assistant by clicking the link in the description, or you can simply search for it on Google. So here's how it looks. It doesn't have a login system, so I don't think it stores anything from us, and that can be both a good and a bad thing. It could be bad because it won't remember anything or store any history, but it's also good because we don't need to log in, which helps keep our identity safe. So first I asked it if it could write me some advanced Linux privilege escalation techniques, and it gave us a bunch. It included some of the latest privilege escalation methods, along with examples for each one. Privilege escalation is the process of moving from a low-authority user to a high-authority user. In Linux, that basically means getting root access to the system. If you're familiar with Linux, you probably know that getting root means having complete control over the machine. It shared several methods like exploiting capabilities or abusing cron jobs. After that, I asked it for different Linux persistence techniques, and it instantly started generating results. Since this tool is made specifically for tasks like this, it doesn't deny requests or give warnings. It just gets to the point. Persistence means gaining long-term access to a system, like installing a backdoor that lets you return even if the victim restarts the computer. There are multiple ways to do this, and a few are listed here, like adding a backdoor user, using cron job persistence, and more. These are actual techniques used in real-world attacks, so that means it's definitely working. By the way, if you want a full video on different Linux persistence techniques, let me know in the comments section. I'll make one for you. Hackrix AI provided us with 10 solid persistence methods, and so far, it's proving to be a really useful tool. After that, I thought, why not ask it to write a custom script in Python that uses the persistence methods from here to provide us with persistence? So, I asked it, and I was completely astonished by the response. It generated a whole, long, automated Python script that implements multiple Linux persistence techniques. The response was very fast, and it even left notes for us like, run this script as a root user. If we take a look at the script, it's looking great. We're using 2 Python modules here, and after that we've got different configurations which we can define accordingly. It was a really long script that used different persistence methods, and if you scroll to the bottom, it even guides us on how to use the script. The response ends with a disclaimer saying this script should only be used in authorized environments, and that's completely true. Don't do stuff like this where you don't have permission. Anyways, moving a bit further, I asked it something related to web. I asked for some advanced SQLI payloads that bypass sanitization and give us SQL injection. As you can see in the response, it has given us multiple SQLI payloads. Now, I don't know if we can actually call them advanced or not, but they're definitely useful. If you're a beginner and don't know anything yet, you can ask it to explain each payload and teach you how it works. Once you understand how these things work, you can even create your own payloads. By the way, SQLI or SQL injection is a web vulnerability that an attacker can use to leak a website's database. If they find an SQL injection in a website, they can escalate it further to access the entire database. So I asked Hackrix AI, I found an SQL injection in a web app. What should I do next? And it gave me a detailed guide on what steps to take. It told me that I could even get remote code execution using the discovered SQLE. It gave me a step-by-step breakdown on how to do that, how to find the version, list databases, bypass filters and firewalls, and much more. SQLI can be very dangerous, and if you guys want a full video on it, comment down below and I'll get one made for you. After SQLE, I asked it to write me some obfuscated code in Python for a Windows reverse shell that wouldn't trigger security systems. Again, It gave us a detailed response, and I really liked how in-depth the explanation was. First, it gave us a simple reverse shell, nothing too special. But as I scrolled down, it gave another version, which it claimed is less suspicious. It used C-types in that example, and then gave another version using base 64 encoding. But honestly, I don't think it would actually evade Microsoft Defender. Okay, so now let's step up the game even further and ask it if it could generate some code for a Python C2 server that can handle multiple sessions, execute multiple commands, upload and download files from clients, and include some stealthy client code. I was surprised once again because it literally started writing a C2 server. By the way, C2 servers, or command and control servers, are real tools used by hackers in various cyber attacks. These are very dangerous tools, and now it had written a simplified version for us. As you can see, it can handle multiple simultaneous client sessions, send multiple commands to each client, upload and download files, and even includes basic stealth features on the client side. This client-side code runs on the victim's computer, and the server waits to receive the connection. Once the server gets the connection, the attacker can do whatever they want, gain root access, exfiltrate data, and much more. Hackrix AI honestly sounded like a very powerful tool to me. You can use it in a bunch of ways. For example, making a word list. Let's say you're a security professional and you've gathered some basic details about your target, like their name, address, country, and so on, and now you want to generate a word list to crack their password. You can literally ask Hackrix AI to help you with that, just like I did. I told it, I'm a penetration tester. Here are the details of my target. Now write me a Python script to generate a word list. And it started writing right away. It used the ITA tools library to generate combinations and permutations for the word list. I mean, there are so many other ways you can use this tool. One of my favorite ones is searching for exploits and vulnerabilities in software. For example, let's say you find an outdated version of sudo on a target machine, like version 1.6. You know this might be vulnerable to privilege escalation, but you're not sure if there's an exploit for it. Instead of manually searching every website, you can just ask Hackrix AI. I found sudo version 1.6 on my target machine. Is it vulnerable? And it gives you an answer instantly. It tells you that sudo version 1.6 is indeed vulnerable, gives you the CVE number, and even explains how the exploit works. You can copy that and paste it right back in, ask it to break it down, and boom, you've got the full explanation. But it doesn't stop at just scripts and exploits. You can also use this thing to learn hacking tools. Let's say you're new and you don't know how to use Nmap. Just ask it, and it gives you a detailed guide on how to use Nmap, including basic and advanced commands. It's quite fun, right? I even asked it about Feroxbuster, which is a newer directory brute-forcing tool written in Rust and known for its speed. And again, it gave me the full details on how to install and use it. The last thing I asked was how to brute force a login page using the Hydra tool. Once again, it gave me a super detailed explanation. Hydra is especially useful in capture the flag challenges, and this AI tool can be a real time saver in CTF competitions where every second counts. So that's it for today, about this uncensored AI chatbot that can be used for hacking and cybersecurity learning. If you found this video useful, please subscribe and like the video. It really motivates us to make more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.